Got a couple of MLB insiders dropping big updates on Michael King, both in the short and long-term future. We got to talk about the impacts from what they're saying and what that could mean for the San Diego Padres. Like I said, here and now, and also next season and beyond. What's going on, everybody? Christian Pedersen back with another episode of Padres Digest. Thank you very much for tuning into the show. This is the part where I do the stereotypical YouTube thing of asking, can you please hit subscribe? If not, no worries. Let's talk some baseball. All right, the here and the now. Michael King is perhaps considered San Diego's ace, if you will. We've got some good news, and there's other videos on this of Yu Darvish is allegedly coming back within a couple hours of us recording this video. We don't know. It hasn't been officially announced, but it is heavily rumored. So there is good news. Maybe Michael King no longer has to be the ace, but he is an ace. He is an excellent pitcher. For those of you that maybe don't follow the everyday goings on of it, where we left off, Michael King currently on the injured list for the last couple of weeks, and then we are now getting some less than stellar news. This is the TLDR summary of Kevin Acee from San Diego Union Tribune's latest article is that Michael King won't return until at least next month. It continues to be this kind of amorphous gray zone of how he's feeling and whether or not big steps forward, big steps backwards. Can he sustain it? Oh, he did it one day. He can't grip a baseball. Then this is not. He has a nerve injury, so it makes it less of a linear one-to-one. Okay, he has a hamstring. This is the standard procedure and protocol for all these different times. When you have a certain kind of injury, enough people have recovered from it in history that you can sort of be like 2 to 4 weeks, 6 to 8 months, 2 years, done with his career. You're good to go day to day. Nerve injuries are just a little bit more unknown. So when Kevin Acee says next month, August could mean mid-August, could mean late August. We might not get Michael King back until there is only a month left in the season. So the direct impact of the here and now is that the Padres are left without a starter that delivers these kinds of numbers. And I want you to drop in the comment section and let me know whether or not I'm even right that he is the ace. I feel like even with Yu Darvish coming back, if this guy was still delivering these numbers plus 3 good starts plus 1 bad start, plus 7 or other 8 starts, but assuming that he's still in the winning record, sub-3 ERA, closing in on 100 strikeouts, if he had not been on the IL for the last month, I think we would all be talking about Michael King is a pretty solid contender for being that number 1 slot on the San Diego Padres rotation. He's a really good pitcher, and I think probably the Padres, if we had him for the last month plus, would have won more games and been maybe not in the lead in the NL West, but much closer. So losing him is certainly a net negative. This is not somebody like a Dylan Cease where he was having a down year anyway, so putting him on the IL kind of takes a little bit of a, we love you, but you weren't actually doing that. No, we need him out there. But I think it's interesting that this injury update comes at the same time as Dennis Lin from now Sports Illustrated, and both great guys, both guys very dialed into the program. Dennis Lin is writing articles talking about Michael King and his potential for re-signing with the San Diego Padres. He was saying being unlikely, but now that this injury has happened, it increases the chances of him staying, but still puts the odds at well under 50%, which to me, there are layers and opinions galore to kind of unpack here. Him being at sub 50% is sad. Before that injury, Lynn doesn't put a number. He just says he viewed it as unlikely that King was going to return next year. And that all season long for the San Diego Padres has been kind of a discussion piece, is that we are a team that has a ton of guys who have got the bag on offense. And then our pitching staff was 2 one-year guys with King and Cease, and then Darvish and Musgrove were both injury guys at the beginning of the season. So we really were, for a little bit this season, have been and continue to be devoid of a star in the rotation. So looking at the Michael King stats when he left us at 4-2 and a sub-3 ERA, I think a lot of people see Cease's numbers this year and go, okay, yeah, we got to target King. We need King back. And I like Dennis Lin does not know 100% anything. So these numbers could be way off, and maybe King is slated to come back 100%. The Padres have already signed him. Here is where we stand right now with the current contract. He has a player option next year. It is a mutual option, but the player side of it, everybody is assuming that he is going to opt out. The market places him at 4 years, $70-something million, and I think that good on him, man. You want your bag. You deserve your bag. You've pitched well. My question is, if we got a guy right now who is not going to be back for another month-ish, at least, undetermined, ETA sort of question mark, but will end up missing 2+ months of a season with a nerve injury. Is that something that's a freak incident? Just sort of the weird physics of this? You tweaked, you impinged a nerve, never going to happen again in his career? Still worth the bag? Take the opportunity to invest faith in him because say, hey, we know you're down right now and you're struggling in this rehab process and it's frustrating, but we want to show faith in you. Let's get the contract discussions going. Or is this a fool's errand to want a guy who has a weird, mysterious injury that it could be a one-time impingement or it could be a sign of something else that we end up getting Strasburged and we pay $70 million for 18 pitches? Not saying his elbow's going to blow out, not saying it's all going to fall off, but it's a weird sort of convergence of the day that we find out that he's not going to be back for at least another month. We also find out that the chances of keeping him go up because of that. It's all sort of confusing to me. I think if I had to sort of untangle everything for you, the short term now is please do not count on Michael King to be a part of the Padres' success this season. Anything Michael King we get back, it now, to me, falls in the category of cherry on top for the rest of the year. It's great, but we got a game plan for, and I've got other videos on this, but I think trade Cease to get some sort of offensive help and just push the chips out there on Kolek, Vasquez, Waldron, Hart, Darvish, Pivetta. Maybe risky, maybe not. I don't know. Our bullpen is fantastic, and I think if we get a little bit of offensive help in return for Cease, it could go okay. Long term, I'm saying Drew Brees is in my mind as a San Diego sports fan, and I know that this is not a one-to-one. It's not even the same sport, so it may be complete non sequitur, apples to oranges, but we let a guy go who went on because of a shoulder injury. We let a guy go who went on to a Hall of Fame career. Not saying Michael King will go on to a Hall of Fame career, but same kind of thing where like I'm down to take I am down to take a good pass, and I think that in my mindset, like I'm saying, if it's cherry on the top that we get him back later this year, great. But if we can make some moves to dish Cease, really recharge the farm system, make some other thing, like replan for next year and beyond, I want to keep King, and I want to think that it's a good sign, at least, that Dennis Lin is saying that this injury moves him up in terms of holding on. Let me know, though, what you think both on the here and now of getting him back for this season and the long term of is it or is it not worth re-signing Michael King? I don't know. A lot of mystery, not a lot of answers right now, and I do apologize for that. But hang tight. It's going to keep getting better, Padres fans. I promise you we will make the playoffs. I don't know if we're going to win a World Series this year, but things are going to stay interesting at least until the very end of the season. Like I said at the beginning, if you could hit the subscribe button, it would be much appreciated. If not, no worries. We'll talk to you soon.